Hey everybody, what is going on, all you action fans out there? Um, I just saw a really cool kick ass movie, and it is, of course, John Wick 3. That's right. So, yes, this is my movie review on John Wick 3. Uh, Parabellum, Pana, Pada, Pita, yeah, I don't know. Something like that. Um, anyway, um, if you are a huge John Wick fan, if you love these great action films, then you are going to love this movie. You are going to sit there, eat that popcorn, and be like, holy crap, what he just did there. How he killed that person. Everything. You're just going to be like, yeah. So, yes. This is definitely one of those kind of movies. Um, you do have to know the first film and the second film to know this movie. So, if you have never seen John Wick, go see the first and second film because it literally jumps you right into the movie, jumps you right in where it left off from the second film. Um, so, it's a really a good idea to catch up. Uh, this movie has so much going on. It will lose you a little bit, but either which way, it's one hell of a ride to take. One hell of a ride to take. So I'm going to go through the pros and cons with you. I'm going to definitely uh, let you know on my rating system. And remember, I go from 1 to 10. Uh, so basically, like 5 up is really good. Lower than 5, not that great. So anyway, the movie itself is, of course, a huge, elaborate action film. It's you know you love these movies. There's always some type of awesome fighting and action sequences that makes you just go, "Oh yeah, whoop some ass!" And this whole movie is whoop ass. So anyway, of course, John Wick is now wanted by every assassin that there is around the world, and he has to survive it. So he has to go and search for, help or who would help him because anybody who does help him will be killed, and he's kind of like really stuck in a huge situation. Uh, Anyways, you have he, he's shit. I'm trying to explain this the best way I can. He's he has to survive knowing that he has very little chance of surviving any of this because there's just I mean there's a lot of people after him. A lot of people. Of course, he seeks help from a newbie, Halle Berry. Halle Berry's in this movie. And I know she doesn't really have a best track record with her movies. I think ever since she did Catwoman, it went downhill. But maybe even before that. But she really did show her true acting chops in this movie, and she was actually pretty kick ass in this film. She had 2 dogs. 2 dogs. Yeah, that's something I need to literally say PETA would be proud of this movie because the animals in this film, the dogs, the horses, oh my god. All the animals in this movie was doing some seriously butt kicking than what the humans were. Really. Halle Berry had 2 German shepherds, I believe, and oh my god, it was literally just like if you ever played Black Ops. You know how you get so many points you can call for air support and stuff like that, and you call for the dogs and they're jumping on everybody. That's exactly what was going on in this movie. It's like a big, gigantic video game that was being played with all the shooting and just it was just literally uh, violence everywhere. Uh, which I will get to that in the in a moment when I get to the cons of it all. But yeah, anyway, there was some great action sequences. He always finds new ways of killing people. He's he's used a pencil. In this movie, he uses he kills people with a he killed a guy with a book. He used a book as a weapon, and damn, he used it well. He used horses. There's this huge scene where he's fighting these guys, but he's in a barn full of horses. My God, he uses horses to kick these guys' asses, and my God, it was freaking. It was funny, but also awesome. Um, so yeah, the animals really did their part in this movie. I think PETA would definitely be proud of how well the animals were used in this film. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah, John Wick. Keanu Reeves. Who thought he would ever be such a badass? I mean, come on. You watched the Bill and Ted movies and stuff. Who knew he had it in him? But after these three movies, yes, the movie does end with kind of leaving it. It does leave it open for more, for sure. But at the same time, I don't know if they'll. I don't know if they'll ever make any more, to be honest. But if they do, I'll be right there to watch it all. Um, what else is there? The you also you also get great background story on John Wick, where he came from, who he used to be, how he got started. Um, that's fantastic. Also, at the same time, it goes deeper into this assassination world. You know, I mean, we knew about the hotels, the Continental, the coins, and stuff like that. But you get to see what's higher up, the people in charge, the main head honchos. And they they're actually more of the bad guys, I think, of this story, pretty much. But you do get to see more into this world, and I think that that's really fantastic. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to do like a TV series about this, about the whole world of this in this movie. But if they do, that'd be great. I can't wait because I would like to know a whole lot more about it. Um, they went into great detail with that and his background. So yeah, I really think it, it explained a whole lot, and it all makes sense. It really does. It makes all sense. Um, there's some fight scenes in this movie that just is absolutely amazing. At the end, you actually get to see certain people take charge, grab some weapons, do some serious kick ass, and I'm using a lot of ass language. I apologize. If my brother was here, he would hit me. Uh, but he's not here. Ha ha. But anyway, there's at the end it does this kind of western feel where it's like high noon. You know, you got one on one. You know, all that stuff. It had that western feel. I also had that Kill Bill feel to it. So that was pretty cool. Um, there is a new bad guy in this movie, played by Mark Discasso. I always have trouble pronouncing freaking last names. Uh, Mark Discasso, yeah, he's been in a few movies. He never really gets the credit that he deserves. A lot of his movies go straight to DVD and stuff like that. One of my favorite movies that he's ever been in is a movies that came out in the early '90s called Only the Strong, where he taught a bunch of high school street kids martial arts, and they helped defeat gangs and stuff like that. So that was a badass movie. If you've never seen Only the Strong, check that out. But he's in this movie. He plays a bad guy, and he has two ninjas with him. Okay, and it's freaking hilarious. These guys are hilarious because they go through and they brutally murder everybody. But what's funny is that they'll show up. They'll beat John Wick up a little bit, or he'll beat them up, and then they disappear. And then they'll come back later. And there's these moments where you'll have John Wick fighting somebody else, and then they'll show up, kill those guys, and then fight John Wick again, and then disappear. So they're in and out, and then at the end of the movie, they'll show up, and it's hilarious because they're like, we just want you to know, we're really big fans. So they literally geek out over John Wick, and it is hilarious. Um, but they really are great. I can't remember the two people, but I know that they're martial artists. But Mark Toscaso is also a martial artist, and I just can't remember the other two guys' names, but they're freaking awesome in this movie. Now let's get with the cons, all the bad stuff. One of the things I never liked about not just the John Wick movies, but pretty much the Triple X movies, and there was another one I can't remember, but they always like to do the lightings. It's like they're in a rave party or a nightclub where it's like these flashy, colorful lights and stuff like that, and I hate that. I really, really hate that. I really wish that they would stop using that type of crap in their movies. Um, all the problems I have with this movie is pretty minor. Another thing I really had an issue with was, like, John Wick did this in all three movies, but he had this thing where it's like shoot he would shoot you in the chest, he would take out your kneecaps and stuff like that, and then he would go for the head. In this movie, I thought there's so much overkill in this film. Way overkill. To the point where it's like, dude, you got like a shit ton of people heading your way. You need to save bullets. But it's like, you're wasting your time. We know that you are an excellent shot. Shoot them in the head and keep going. Stop wasting bullets. Stop shooting them in the legs, in the chest, and then shooting them in the head for last. Just shoot them in the head and go on. Of course, we would have probably a shorter movie at this point, but still, it's like, just calm it down a little bit. There's also a fighting technique that they use in this film that they use a lot. I really, really got annoyed with it. It was just a way for John Wick to get the bad guy on his back, where he flips him over, and they use it so damn much in this movie. It's like, is that the only move you know? I mean, seriously, we saw you do this, we saw you do that. Just come on, it's like, stop that. It was just really annoying a little bit. There was this one character in the movie. He was he was a high up table, something. I don't know, but he's high up, and he really he was an ass. He was pretty much of an asshole. I didn't like him, and it's not just his acting; it was just the guy himself. It's like, dude, you're an ass. You ever meet people like that you just want to punch in the face? He's one of those. There's this one woman who works for the high ups, and she comes in and she just like literally just goes to each person that has helped John Wick in the past, and she's just like, I'm the boss and everything. And she was annoying as hell, but I kind of understand why she was annoying, because I think she was supposed to be like that. But I mean, yeah, all the problems I had with this movie was very small, not really all that much. I really enjoyed this movie a whole lot. It's a great, fun action film. Nothing to take serious, nothing like that. A lot of overkills, but I'm okay with that. Uh, some really great, awesome scenes, some really great, awesome action sequences, fighting scenes. Loved it all. Other than that, the movie was great. If you love the John Wick movies, or if you love a good kick-ass film, I did it again. I said ass. But if you really like those type of movies, then you're really going to enjoy this. I'm going to rate this movie a 7.5. It's right there to the point where it's definitely a good movie. Will I watch it again? I would probably watch all three of them all back to back. But it's not one of those that I would constantly watch over and over again. But I loved it. I did love it. And I suggest other people to watch this too, because it will definitely satisfy your hunger for violence and action and type stuff. uh, Sometimes you just need that. You just need a movie where somebody just like punches somebody in the face and you're like, yes! So, yeah, I give this movie a 7.5. I definitely recommend it. Go check this movie out. John Wick 3. Definitely a good movie. Before I go, check us out on Who, What, Where channel on YouTube. Look for a show called Geeking Out. Remember, Geekin is spelled Geeekin and then out. You can also find us on Twitter and MySpace. Yeah, I know MySpace is still around. Why, I have no idea, but it's still there. You can check us out there, or go to my Facebook group called Movie Geek, and you can find me there. Check out our newest episode of Geeking Out, which is out now, where we discuss our top 5 toys. And we have another one coming out real soon where we are going to talk about Rob Patterson as Batman.